Assassin's Creed Mirage is just around the corner, and with that we have the release times and launch date, which we will clear up that confusion there. We also have the embargo dropping today, as well as those review scores. We also have to go over some of the other confusing things around the state of launch, as well as Twitch drops that you might have missed. We got a lot to talk about. What's up, World Distributor? Back in the video, checking out all things Assassin's Creed Mirage. However, quickly, I do want to first go over thank you to Ubisoft for providing me with an actual game code, and actually allowing a smaller creator to be partnered with you guys. Okay, so first up, let's just get into the launch times, we'll get into the release dates, and this is all different, all around the board. If you're on PS5 or Xbox or PC, or you bought it on the Epic Games Store, or if you bought it on Ubisoft Connect, it seems like everybody has different launch times depending on your localness, and as well as if you are on PC or on the console platform. Now, technically, both the PC and the console release times are on a global launch scale, or a global release time. However, that is more convoluted when you take into the fact that you can do the New Zealand trick on the Xbox currently, which means that as of now you're able to actually play the game if you are on Xbox, and I do believe PS5 has the same capability. And to put the dates and times into perspectives, for PC we have the launch time being October 4th at 10 p.m. PDT, which would be later tonight. However, if you are on consoles, this is actually your local time, so this will be October 5th, 12 a.m. PDT. Now, the pre-download for this game has been available for some time. However, if you're on PC, it's only been available since October 2nd. But that does mean you are able to download today, and currently I do believe I am downloading right now. The game's around 38 gigabytes on PC through the Ubisoft Connect store. Again, I'm pretty sure Epic Games will be the same. However, sometimes that they do different compression rates. This typically only happens with the Microsoft Store games, and I think it doesn't happen anymore, but it used to be the case. Which, not gonna lie, 40 gigabytes was a lot less than I expected. In fact, I removed several games that were 100 gigabytes plus, as that was my concern for this game, that it was gonna be up there in the 100 gigabytes. Now, however, going back to the dates and times, as we still have some more confusion there. And this applies to the PC version of the game, depending if you are on the Epic Games Store or on the Ubisoft Connect. So it actually seems that the Ubisoft Connect store is getting the game a lot sooner than the Epic Games Store. With the Epic Games Store, it is actually coming out at 9 a.m. PT on October 5th, which is October 5th at 4 p.m. UTC time. However, the Ubisoft Connect playtime is at 10 p.m. PT on October 4th, which is 11 hours earlier than the Epic Games Store. Again, for PC, this is global release, so it won't matter if you do the New Zealand trick or whatever to your time zones. However, with both the Xbox and the PS5, you are able to do the New Zealand time trick. However, that's a little bit more complicated on the PS5. You will actually have to have a New Zealand account or make a new account separately that has the New Zealand time zone and region set to it. You're also going to need a second email too with that, and there's a lot there. This article actually goes into depth on how you can set that up. However, with Xbox, as we've always known, you could just set your time zone to Auckland, Wellington, which is UTC plus 12. You restart your console, and yeah, now you're in New Zealand and you can play the game. With that, the embargoes have dropped for both the gameplay and reviews. We also have a ton of people on Twitch streaming the game right now that are currently playing the early access. As I mentioned earlier, Ubisoft actually did partner with me, providing me with a game code. I've been currently downloading the game right now. I'm not actually sure if I do get early access, but if I actually do get early access way before the actual release time, I'll be sure to leave an updated pinned comment down below, and that way you know that if you do follow any smaller creators, they probably will be playing the game quite early. As I said, a lot of the reviews for Mirage have actually dropped. Now, there is a bunch of mixed feelings around this game, as well as the ratings for it. Seemingly everybody is above a 7 out of 10 though, which is definitely fair. We do have a couple 9 and 8.5s out of 10, as well as some higher scores there. We do have some into the 6s and one 6.5. However, most of these are decently high, around 8.5 or 8 out of 10. We also do have SkillUp's review that just came out, and it is a bit of a damning one there, with SkillUp going in to say that he does not actually recommend Assassin's Creed Mirage at all. Really disappointing to hear that, and some of the things and some of the takeaways from his video I definitely understand that could be the case. I'll jump into this game myself and check out how it is and how it actually plays, and I'll actually give my opinion on that as well. As I always am with this channel, I'm going to be as real as possible and give my honest takes on that. We'll have to wait and see. I hope the gameplay does pick up comparative to what the story is kind of being presented as. At least from listening to SkillUp's video, it does kind of have me pondering on some of the decisions that were taken there. However, hopefully everything encapsulated with the game kind of does make up for it overall. As I did skip Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I did play Assassin's Creed Origins, which had loot boxes in it, and yeah, there was a whole debacle there with that game, although I don't think it was that bad, and I think the storyline was actually pretty decent. I actually overall enjoyed Assassin's Creed Origins. However, I do wish they would have got back to the roots of what the Assassin's Creed kind of series has been revolved around since the beginning. Also, I've had a bunch of commenters in recent videos that wanted to ask about Steam Deck stuff, especially for some recent releases, and wondering if Steam Deck actually is viable. There is some Steam Deck gameplay out there, so I will link to that thread if you want to check it out down below. And if you are curious on what the gameplay mechanics are and you don't want any story spoilers or anything with that, we do have a Reddit verified and moderator verified post here that shows stealth infiltration gameplay with no HUD. Definitely more immersive here, so if you want to check out how the stealth mechanics work as well as the gameplay of it itself and how immersive the game may or may not be, be sure to check out this video as well, as I'll have it linked down below too. One of those options for immersive stealth experience is that you actually will have to disable the enemy proximity effect. Now essentially this highlights enemies and maybe NPCs through walls. Essentially sort of like a wall hack there, so if you want more of an immersive experience and not knowing what's around the corner, then you're probably going to want to go ahead and disable this feature. Especially people that are playing with a no HUD gameplay or more immersive gameplay, they're definitely probably going to want to turn this off. Now we did have those Twitch drops, and unfortunately they were only for one day. I myself am normally pretty good with Twitch drops. I had no idea this was going on. To be honest, I didn't see anything in the Reddit, and I do believe I missed it through my creator program, as I don't really Twitch stream, so I didn't go through that section and kind of go over what was that there. But yeah, these Twitch drops essentially were from October 3rd, and they were only around for a few hours. There was 4 of them here, being 50 dirhams, a Holy Knight Raven, we have some dye here, as well as a Valhalla reward pack. Now people have been calling for this to be brought back. I kind of hope they do, as I don't feel like there wasn't a lot of promotional material around this, especially if I missed it myself. But yeah, if you did miss this Twitch drop thing, maybe put out the word and hopefully Ubisoft will actually bring these back. Now we do actually have an update on some day 1 patch, as well as the updates and plans for beyond launch. Now Ubisoft does plan to roll out a post-launch patch that will include audio modifications to ensure that in-game music does not overlap with the Islamic call to prayer. The music will pause during these moments. Additionally, the patch will also address the level of details to prevent visual anomalies upon zoom level adjustments. There's some fixes here with some of the spoiler stuff that I won't go into, and they're also going to incorporate other fixes as well. Now there's also planned fixes for a second patch already in the works, which do include some more LOD fixes. We have some bug fixes to avoid those exploits, and there's also some UI debugging to avoid screen tearing and page transitions. I do wonder if this is limited to the actual console versions, as normally with G-Sync or even FreeSync, you're really not going to see any screen tearing at all. However, this could be due in part to several factors. Maybe the UI is limited to 30 FPS, as we saw with Starfield, although I do believe I didn't have any screen tearing even at 30 FPS. However, FreeSync monitors I do believe kind of cap off at around 44 Hz or 40-ish, so there could be some stuff there with that, and yeah, you might see screen tearing if it does drop down below, and that could be the kind of case for why it's actually tearing on C. Hopefully something like that is fixed with a mod, maybe to uncap the UI, or it's in the first day 1 patch, which would be nice as well. That should about cover for today's video. If you like and subscribe, and until the next deuce.